Casey, it seems like David has started to kind of come around a little bit and, catching some touchdown passes and stuff like that. Can you just talk about his production and what else do you see in him moving forward for this season?
He's been playing at a high level really the whole season. Now it's nice to have the touchdowns the last couple weeks. That always makes you feel good. A few more catches, definitely. But he's really been getting better all season, so I expect that to continue to happen, especially this week. We need him.
Considering the questions at tackle, how important are your guys going to be to assisting whoever may be there in blocking on the edge?
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have veteran presence out there. With Dave, Harry, Jordan, they've all have some years in this league. Dave and Harry have played the Ravens a ton of times, so their experience out there will definitely help us out on the edge, as we have some younger players there at tackle.
They've been especially good. Well, they're good everywhere on defense. They've been especially good at tight ends. You guys know them. Is this week extra challenging for your group?
Anytime you face a division opponent, especially the Ravens, who are very good, they're always good on the edge. Dealing with the two inside linebackers, which we have to block at times, or the safeties with the pressures that they bring. We kind of have to be involved blocking all those guys and running routes off all those guys. So, yeah, definitely a challenge. As always, versus Baltimore, I guess. It doesn't seem any extra than it normally is. They're always good. They're always hard to deal with.
Dave, I think the Colts game and the Niners game, you had one called back, you had some near misses. Did you feel like it was going to come in terms of actually getting some big plays that count?
Definitely. I think everyone felt it coming. Every time he touches the ball in space, it feels like a big play is about to happen. And obviously had those called back, which is unfortunate, but you knew it was coming. You knew that eventually those would break, and he's gotten a few here in the last few weeks, so it's been nice.
What areas in his game has he improved in this season? You talked about what have you seen, I guess?
The biggest thing that he's done is he plays consistently. Every down, he doesn't have bad plays. Not that he has zero bad plays, but consistently over the course of a game, you throw him out there, he's playing at a high level. Down in, down out, which feels good. You can leave him out there for any type of play. So him just being super consistent all year has really benefited us as an offense.
What impact does it have for you guys to have Nick playing some of the roles that Nick Harris is playing now?
Yeah, you don't think of offensive linemen as versatile players, but Nick's versatile. He can do some different things. Gives you a different kind of fullback than than Harrison brings. So yeah, he's a versatile player. You can cut the defense in different ways when you use a fullback like that. So it's good to throw different looks out there.
Is there a better duo of inside linebackers in the league than what they've got?
I feel like we faced some good ones. The guys from San Francisco are good, and these guys are right there. I mean, that's probably 1 and 2, whatever order you guys want to put those guys in. Inside backers, combos, really, really good. So we've faced these guys twice, so it's always fun.
What makes them so good?
They're really instinctive players. They run to the ball. They're good tacklers. They don't miss a lot of tackles. But they jump in and out around blocks. They just have a good feel of how to get around double teams or underneath double teams, and so they just makes them really hard to block.
Have you seen Harrison for this season?
We've asked Harrison to do a lot of different things, and kind of the report I give after every game for Harrison is we put him out there to do whatever, and he gets his job done. No matter what we ask him to do, he comes back, he's got his job done. So that's about the highest compliment you could pay to a football player is you get your job done.
When you moved him to quarterback, they had to move him to quarterback. It wasn't you. I mean, he's a high school offensive tackle. He doesn't have this in his background. So, how did he kind of handle that whole thing? I mean, you talked a little bit, but I want to ask specifically about that.
About Harrison at quarterback? Harrison might be the smartest person in this building. And so you just give him a lot of confidence when he's out there. He knows the calls. He could play any position. He knows what everyone's supposed to do. And he kind of enjoys that, being able to be in the huddle and say the call. So he enjoys that, and he's good at it. But I think it's how smart he is what gives you the chance to do that.
In terms of just how stout these guys are, the Ravens up the middle in general, not just linebackers, but going back. How does that impact what you can do with your tight ends over the middle and whatnot?
Yeah, they are stout. They're stout all the way across the front. And again, we have that veteran presence there on the edge. So I think the onus falls on us to play well. We got to play well on the edge to kind of, defense is all about setting the edge, and that's where we're located as tight ends. So we got to be able to be out there and make the impact because they're stout. They don't really have a weakness on the defense. All three levels are good. They're stout inside, and so you got to be able to attack them on every front. And so we're a big part of that.
for you guys Sunday, huh?
There are no easy ones, Zach.
Obviously, Lamar is really good in their room. From your standpoint, what stands out when you watch the Ravens?
The Ravens, you know, they're a well-balanced offense. They have the ability to run the ball well with different schemes. They have multiple running backs they use, running backs with different styles, different body types. You know, they have a physical line. They're well coached. You know, it's the same old line coach that's been there since I've been, you know, part of the Browns this time around. So, you know, those same things that show up in terms of how they block, the schemes they use, you know, the way they like to attack defenses. There's some consistency there. And then, obviously, the quarterback, he's one of the best players in the NFL. You know, you got to give him credit for that. I mean, he's consistently playing at a really high level. He's always a threat as a runner, whether it's a designed, you know, run where he has the option to keep it, or when he's scrambling, you know, or running around when it's a pass play. And then, you know, he's throwing the ball well. You know, he's seeing the field well. He's making quick decisions when he extends plays. He's got the ability to throw the ball down the field, accurate, quick release. He's got a good group of receivers to throw to. So, it's a really good offense. They're doing a great job over there.
Is the uniqueness of their running game as simple as they have Lamar, or what else? Why else is it always one of those run games that defenses consider to be unique to go against?
Well, I mean, because you have Lamar or a quarterback like Lamar on offense, you know, you have the ability to read, you know, a D-end usually, and based on what that D-end or edge player does, the quarterback can keep it or not, right? So that exists in a lot of offenses in the NFL. Certainly existed a lot with the Cardinals with Dobbs when we were preparing. I know Dobbs didn't play in the game versus us, but, you know, those dynamics, you know, existed with Dobbs there, exists with Lamar, of course, and then with other offenses in the league. You had the fact that, you know, Lamar's a very good athlete, you know, and he can create explosive plays with his feet. You know, that part's unique. And then they do a good job of mixing the run schemes with the quarterback read element. They can do it with zone. They can do it with a gap scheme with pullers. So you have to really be on your details in terms of the physicality you play with and the technique you play with and where your eyes are at in order to all be on the same page to stop that run game. So I think it's a combination of having Lamar, you know, the different actual run schemes they use with their read package, and then, you know, they have a good old line. They're physical. They're well coached. They have, you know, good running backs, as I said before. You know, bigger guys, smaller guys, faster guys, powerful guys. So, yeah, that whole package is a challenge, which we're excited to go up against on Sunday.
You say the keys are to doing a better job against their run game than you guys did October 1st?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a group effort. It starts up front. You know, we're the engine of the defense. Okay, our job is to get off the ball, to penetrate, to disrupt, to mess things up, let the guys behind us clean things up, and make it real clear and obvious to them on where they need to be. Talking about where the linebackers and the safeties and then the corners fit off of us. So we got to do a better job up front. You know, we got to be more physical in our one-on-one blocks. You know, and we need to shed and get off blocks better than we did in the first game. And then, you know, and also for the ends, like, we just have to do a great job setting edges, closing, dealing with the pullers because they pull a lot. So, I mean, we have to do a better job up front. Our guys, the D linemen, they've done a good job practicing this week, and they know the task at hand, and I'm proud of the way they worked. And then it's going to take all 11 of us to do it and to execute it in a manner which helps us win the game.
The fact that that Lamar has fumbled the ball 10 times and has lost 6, I'm sure that probably has not been lost on your guys. Do you feel like you can disrupt him in that way?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to take the ball away every game regardless of who the quarterback is. So part of our weekly routine, Mary Kay, is we'll watch, you know, the quarterback, see how he moves in the pocket, see his behavior when he gets pressure, how he holds the ball, and we've done that versus every quarterback we go against. It's something we do early in the week. And, of course, like, there are going to be opportunities this week, just like there is every week. Yeah, your stats are accurate, and we know them regarding them, but it's really about us, and it's about our ability to get off the ball, attack, and win our one-on-one rushes and finish together. We're going to need 4 guys rushing together relentlessly throughout the game to accomplish those type of things and get the ball for our team.
Did Shelby's takeaway last week exactly how you teach it?
Yes. Well, it's funny because it's a really good question, because he had a similar play in the preseason game versus Kansas City. It wasn't the exact same call on defense. It wasn't the exact same technique, but on that play, he ended up on the edge of the guard, and we call it run, reach. So you're running, you got to close the distance to the quarterback first, and then you reach late, or reach on time so you can get the ball out. If you reach and then run, you're going to be too slow. So that's why we call it run, reach. And as you're doing that, you have to lean and rotate so that you don't go up the field. You got to go toward the quarterback. He did that really well in the Kansas City game, and that's something we talk about every week. We drill it every week. You just don't always get the opportunity to do that in the game, but when that opportunity presents itself, you better cash in, and Shelby did. It's a credit to him. I mean, he's got really long arms and really good feel for the ball, right? That's why he's had a lot of batted balls in his career and had some sack fumbles. But then I think the way he practiced last week, the details that he played with, like, he did a version of that in practice a couple times. So when the opportunity was in the game, it was just autopilot, go make the play, and it was a big play in the game.
You guys were obviously celebrating last week was easy, but it seems like they really like each other. Do you get that vibe, and is that something that matters as you're building a group?
Yeah, I mean, these guys work really, really well together. It's something that we've worked collectively on creating and developing as early as training camp. Our meeting schedule works as such where I try not to have them listen to me talk for more than 30 or 40 minutes at a time and give breaks. We all can use that mental reset. Sometimes we have to check our Instagram or something like that, right? Use the bathroom, get a snack. Like, all those things are really important too. Okay, so I understand that, but in those breaks, there's a lot of times where they're just hanging out together, getting to know each other. And I saw that develop in the Greenbrier for sure, or at the Greenbrier. And I think once you get back here and the regular season starts, it's a little different of a dynamic. You're not together as much because you're not in the training camp mode. And the stresses are different. You're preparing for an opponent. You're playing, every week. Guys are getting sore. Their families are around. They got other deals in their life that can distract them from football and from their teammates, and that's natural. And I think as a group, we've worked through that through the beginning part of the season. What you're seeing now is a group that's pretty tight. You got veterans, guys like Miles and Shelby and Z, Obo, Jordan, who have been in the league for a while, Dalvin, even Mo, right, taking the lead in their own way. They all have different personalities, and you got these younger guys, these rookies or these first and second year players that, are ingraining themselves in the group. And it's great because you see some mentorship going on. You see guys learning from the vets. They're having fun together. They're working. And, you want to have fun while you work. But, make no mistake about it. We got to work. So it can't be all hee-hee, ha-ha, lollipops and cotton candy all the time. But, what they've done is they've been working. They've been real intentional about getting better and making each other better and then having fun together at the same time. And, yeah, I think if you want to be really good, you got to do both because now you're going to play for each other.
Instagram breaks, too?
Look, what year is this, 2023? So, yeah, Instagram. I would say Facebook, but I don't think that was bigger when I was in college. So MySpace, we moved on from that too. So Twitter, I guess. Yeah.
Jordan being the lone holdover on that interior line from last year. Just how have those new guys helped him elevate his game? It seems like he's unlocked something and made a bit of a jump this year.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think D tackle is one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL. I mean, things happen really fast inside, and you're dealing with the biggest, strongest people on the field on a consistent basis. So I think any guy, I mean, yeah, you can say he unlocked some stuff, but I think he's just getting better and learning, you know, and this is our first year together for me and Jordan, you know, me coaching the position. So he's just taken such a strong ownership of his position, of doing his job and focusing in on the little things really well, about getting off the ball as a 2 technique, as a 3 technique, playing attack football, using his hands, taking his feet in the right direction. And then and he's been, you know, doing a great job in the run game in that regard. But I'm so proud of how he's, you know, growing and improving as a pass rusher. You know, everybody pass rushes a little different. Everyone's got a different style. It's definitely more of an art than a science. Whereas run defense is a little bit of a science. Like, this is how we're going to do it. But as a pass rusher, like, he's finding what works for him, and he's experimenting with it, and he's taking coaching, he's listening to suggestions, and he just keeps getting better with using his power, using his escapes off his power, using his long arms. So I just see a guy that's working and getting better, and sometimes it takes a couple of years for guys, and I'm just so proud of what he's doing because he's kicking butt for us.
About Miles' personality to be a leader that with this specific group that works so well for them?
You know, Miles is a generous guy. Like, he loves sharing information. You know, he's got such a wealth of information on how to rush the passer, how to play the run, how to play football in general. You know, some of it comes natural to him, but other things he works at to get better. And his humility and willingness to share and generosity with the group is noted. I mean, you get a guy like Miles with all his accolades, and he's going to share with you and offer you something that can help you. Like, you're going to listen, and his willingness to do that, I think that's been so good for our group. Never mind the way he practices and works, because he just handles everything the right way and just works his butt off, and he's so detailed. So his example alone is leadership, but I think his willingness to share and to help the younger guys and his peers and work with the other guys around him is also off the chart.
He's been able to take another step from what was already a really high level.
Everyone says he's like taking another step, and maybe he has. I've always seen like this terrific player that makes a lot of big time plays. You know, I just think he's at a point in his career where he's played so much and he's learned so much about the game. You know, he's probably in a little bit of a sweet spot where he's still young relatively, and then he's got all this experience, and he's accomplished so much, like statistically, that what you can tell what's important to him right now is helping the team win. Now, a lot of the time it's him making tackles and sacking the quarterback, so he's killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. But at the other time, he's doing a lot of selfless stuff on the field too. I mean, the way he's playing the run, setting edges, you know, attacking pullers, closing on the backside. You know, when we call blitzes and he's got a stunt inside, he does a great job with that. So he's really a multi-dimensional player. He's worked on rushing from different spots, you know, not just in one spot. We all have seen him move around, and that's a testament to him, his willingness to work and to try new things and to learn and improve. So, you know, again, I think that's a little bit of the natural trajectory of someone's career, right? You look for different ways to get better and help the team win, and it goes back to his, like, hard work, his selflessness, and his desire to help the team win. So we're real lucky, and I'm fortunate to be around him every day. Thank you.